In the summer of 1996, Death Valley was doing what it has always done, standing still, silent, and lethal. 4 German tourists drove into it believing they would simply pass through. They never came out. Helga Reiner, Cornelia Meyer, Max Meyer, and George Weber were not reckless travelers. They were methodical, organized, and cautious by nature. Friends later described them as the kind of people who double-checked maps and kept receipts neatly folded. They had planned their American vacation carefully, mapping out stops across California and Nevada before flying home to Germany. Death Valley National Park was not supposed to be a destination, just a drive. A place to see, photograph, and leave behind. July temperatures soared beyond 120 degrees Fahrenheit, but the desert hid its cruelty behind endless skies and deceptively open roads. Somewhere along that drive, the group made a quiet decision. A turn onto an unpaved road that looked promising, harmless, even logical. That turn erased them. When the group didn't arrive at their hotel in Las Vegas, it raised mild concern. When they missed their return flight to Germany, families panicked. Calls to the rental car company revealed the vehicle had never been returned. Authorities were notified, and the search began. Death Valley, however, is not searched easily. Rangers combed paved roads, scanned canyon floors by helicopter, and checked every known campsite. They found nothing, no tire tracks, no abandoned gear, no signs of struggle or survival. The desert offered no clues, only distance and heat. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. The case quietly faded from headlines, but never from memory. Among rangers, the missing Germans became a cautionary tale, proof that Death Valley doesn't need violence to kill, only patience. As time passed, theories filled the vacuum left by evidence. Some suspected foul play. Others believed the group had encountered smugglers or criminals in remote areas. A few wondered if they had intentionally vanished. But no theory could explain one thing: how 4 people and a vehicle could disappear entirely. Families in Germany lived in limbo. Without bodies, there was no closure. Without answers, hope lingered painfully, thin but alive. Then, 13 years later, the desert shifted. In 2009, a hiker exploring a remote canyon stumbled upon something deeply unsettling: a shoe. Nearby lay scattered bones, sun-bleached and half-buried. And then, impossibly, a passport. The name inside was German. Authorities returned to the park with renewed urgency. Search teams navigated terrain so rugged that even experienced rangers hesitated. Over multiple expeditions, remains were found, far apart, scattered by time and terrain. Each discovery confirmed what families had long feared. The Germans had died in Death Valley, but the mystery deepened. Where was the car? Without the minivan, investigators couldn't reconstruct what had gone wrong. The remains suggested the group had been walking, possibly searching for help. But why were they so far from any known road? Years passed again. The case remained open, unresolved, haunting, until 2013. A ranger surveying a narrow canyon noticed something unnatural among the rock formations: metal catching sunlight where it didn't belong. What he found was the missing rental vehicle, crushed by time, nearly invisible against the desert floor. Inside were maps, water containers, and personal items left exactly as they had been years earlier. The desert hadn't destroyed the truth. It had hidden it. Investigators pieced together the last days of the Germans' journey. They had taken a poorly marked dirt road, trusting it would lead them out. Instead, it led deeper into isolation. When the vehicle became stuck or disabled, they made a devastating choice: to walk. In Death Valley, distance lies. What appeared to be a manageable hike became a slow collapse under relentless heat. One by one, strength faded. The group separated, possibly searching for shade or help, unknowingly sealing their fate. There was no violence, no crime, no sudden moment of terror, just exhaustion, confusion, and hope that ran out before the desert did. When families finally received confirmation, relief mixed with unbearable grief. The waiting was over, but the loss was permanent. Knowing what happened did not make it easier to accept. Today, The story of the Death Valley Germans is told not as a mystery of evil, but as a warning etched into the land itself. Rangers tell visitors that the desert doesn't chase you. It doesn't threaten. It doesn't need to. It waits. And sometimes it never gives you back.